got that range.
What? Was he talking about his DJing ability? Was he talking about his DJ ability?
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I just heard that it was on the... What do puppies do?
Do what?
Dogs do. Busy.
This is episode 92 of the Different Shows podcast with myself, Raw Talk Reese. Who do we have in the studio to my left?
That's the calmest I've ever heard you say the intro.
No, he snuck it. He snuck it in before any madness started. He's like, yeah, let me just get
The
it.
thing is, I looked up at Kadia because the minute I saw Mark move and then Mark slapped the button, it's only you and O that don't prepare for the button being pushed. I'm aware because I always look. So even when we record,
Every once in a while, I look over and I'm like, oh.
I always look to see like the time and that. So yeah, sorry. Difference. Who do you have in the studio to my left?
Hey, Mr. Owen, place to be. Every week.
The unprepared one. How you doing? The quesadilla.
Quesadilla is good.
GD, what's going on?
I'm all right. Good.
How is everyone doing?
Wait, how you doing?
I'm alright. I'm in a really just go Joey. I'm in a really good mood. I may not sound it yet. I'm a really good mood, but I'm somber. Like I'm tired, so I think.
Is this a South London good mood? It just sort of like, get me in.
It's not South London. It's just a me mood. You're not even saying that. Like at work,
His ends don't define him.
Thank you very much. Oh my God. So before we even go, I'll do like the Kadia thing, but really quickly. We did something at work here that
Is this Reese Rambles?
yeah, R&R. So basically, yeah.
Hey, yo.
R&R.
This is the segment of Raw
That's a great
Rambles. Thank you very much.
So basically, you see, but I'm trying to get out. It's because people still talking. Right?
Welcome to the club.
So it's something called an insight test where it's like a personality thing for how best you work. And obviously when you're doing it, I did it more so on a work-based situation, not like a general thing.
Or my life or just
Yeah, but I think a
knowledge.
lot of the stuff is transferable as well. So it was like, I'm more analytical, it's not emotion-based, really difficult around people who are hyper-emotional, which is true. Like, I have empathy, but hyper-emotional people make me feel uncomfortable. Like, it's hard. Or someone's like, and then it shows you, like, what you're like on your good days and what happens when you're on your bad days based on volumes. So I think I'm going to have a meeting with one of the managers about it next week because everyone, it's just the best way of how you can work together. Like, my manager is, like, really like, hi, how you doing? I'm more like, hi, right. No, it's fine.
Same.
No, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it because it's not like a sickening. Hi, how you doing? I'm like, fine. How are you?
It's one you can deal with.
Yeah.
No, he's right. There are levels of that. There are levels of that.
It's like you have annoying children and you have annoying children.
Annoying.
It's like that.
If no one's looking, I'm punching this child. Looking. Yeah.
I can't say that, but yeah. Oh, how you doing?
I bet you have. You like? Oh, I'll kick
Listen,
your ass right
I
now.
work in a school.
Kick
I
your
work in a
ass.
school. The amount of kids I want to punch up or take to like an area where there's just some real hard backing kids and be like, no. See that attitude that you have back there? Do that over here.
Do it again.
Do that here with young shooter over here.
How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm doing okay. Don't like this cold. I don't like the way that Mother Nature in this country decided to say, hey, here's a little bit of sun. And everyone started to be like, what? Yeah, I'm getting my summer body ready. Yep, I'm going to be a hoe this summer. And then,
Are you speaking for yourself?
No.
Okay, just want to say
Just-
that.
I don't think...
Listen,
Are you doing your tour this summer?
I'm doing my tour.
dear.
Listen, no,
ATO again, you know.
I'm comfortable.
Bad Bees United, are you
I'm comfortable.
into?
Don't worry about what
Are
I'll
you
be
doing
doing.
the UK tour?
Don't worry about what I'll be doing.
We last classes give it F, but
Don't worry about what I'll be doing. I'll be comfortable.
Wow.
quesadilla.
Quesadilla is good. I'm loving my new job.
After you saying you were saying it before.
Huh?
After you saying, I'm leaving. I want to leave.
Do you know what?
It's not for long.
It wasn't even that I'm leaving. It was just, I like the fact of keeping my options open, and I felt like going into the same role would be a bit, but it's the same role, but it's very different.
But you're older and wiser and it's different.
Yeah, I like the environment. I like the people. And my manager is very energetic as well, but literally...
Enthusiastic is not a bad thing.
Yeah, in a good way. He's very much like that this morning.
Hi guys.
No,
Hi,
he's
how
really
you doing? How
cool.
we all doing?
He makes me seem mellow.
Or the worst one.
What?
Hi, my name's Quesadilla. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Today's topic.
My nephew does that all the time.
What about
Can
YouTube?
we do a YouTube channel? Or can we go on your phone and do YouTube?
get away from
Hi,
me.
welcome to my channel. I'm like, no, there is
No one's that happy. No one.
Hit the
no.
like
But my
and subscribe
manager's
button.
very much like that.
Share with a friend.
Actually,
Actually.
obviously, after we find out how you're doing, I need to ask everyone a question. Just general question to kick it off.
I'm okay. Move on.
But other than that,
Jebediah Brown.
I'm good.
I'm alright. I'm alive. I'm kicking.
Yay!
I played ball on Tuesday.
So did I.
I feel good.
Did y'all both play ball or?
Do you have to warm up for
I was
extra
late,
longer
so
than-
there was no
I think
such thing as
with
warming up.
Mark, with Mark here, the consensus is Mark plays better when he's angry. So if one of the younger players are there and he's
It's like white mate
and he
can't
chats shit to Mark, like Mark starts slow. So I think even the one I looked at Mark showing, Mark's drilled the ball, yeah, and we've lost it. And I've looked at Mark, I was like, bro, I'm looking at you. I've even asked for it. Then once he gets irritated, he's a better player. Like
Do you get irritated in football as well?
one of the boys there,
Oh,
one of the boys there, he's very good, but he talks
chats
shit.
shit.
So with Mark, I say to Mark already, I remember the first time he came and I said, I'm apologizing from now because I know once I zone in, I zone in. Right, yeah? And more people will take it personally if you don't realize that's what I'm like in a competitive mode. Me and my boy, well, actually you haven't met Banks, you've met Banks. We did something to my cousin, yeah? My cousin talks shit. When they're winning, he has the most to say. When they're losing, don't say nothing, yeah? Or get his bag and just leave.
Yeah.
So
Dear.
my cousin does this physical thing where he tries to just fly through me, but the problem is, Mark knows this. I'm definitely stronger than my cousin, but I relax my shoulders when I play. Whereas if I start shoulder barging through, man, it's a completely different game. He ran at me, rolled the ball through his legs, right? Went straight to Banks. He's turned to get the ball from Banks. Banks has rolled the ball back through his legs. So it's like in under 3 seconds. Yeah? His head's gone. Rolled the ball back. No one's reacted. His dad was laughing. One of our team members were laughing. We carried on playing like it was normal.
Yeah.
His head was flying, bro. I know my cousin was flying. But yeah, sorry, enough about that.
I gave him the double block, which she wasn't happy about.
Yeah, of course not. He brought me off the ball. Katie, what are you gonna ask? Actually, first of all, Philippa, fuck you, bro.
There's beef. There's beef on the pod.
Respectfully, Philippa, fuck you, bro. I wear socks in the studio because I can. When I watch half-cast podcasts, no one says nothing about Chucky in his socks. My socks are clean and they're white. Bro, Katie has come in here and done barefoot bandit on carpet that's not her own. So we're not doing this. Enough from
Carpet
me.
that's not her own.
Yeah.
Why don't you bring me into
Because
it?
your friend's throwing shade.
Nah, I
it's the
come
same
here with
question.
flip-flops. I put my feet in the
You know what makes it
sofa
worse?
on the floor.
She hides behind her business account. That's what makes it foul, bruv. Do it live and direct off your normal account.
thing is-
Man's an hour hair. No, Philippa, you.
The thing is, she don't hide behind the business accounts probably because she's logged into
Brother,
that more.
I'm logged into the
And she'll
DSP one. I'm not going on to other accounts and shading them, am I?
You don't think she has time to switch accounts to put?
No, she got time, bro. She got time to make a comment. Bomba clock. Yes.
You see what's gonna come out.
Go on, Kay.
Um,
Yeah, fuck you, Philippa.
yeah, she's gonna really get you back on that one. I'm.
I don't give a damn. Go on.
Whoa.
Huh. Yeah. What is it good for?
Absolutely
Okay, anyway.
nothing. Good God.
So I
Who
was-
y'all?
Oh.
No, you all was y'all, but continue.
My boy right there. That's my boy.
Katie, are you gonna get out what you're gonna ask?
Yes, sir.
It's like
how-
when your bowels are hurting, you're trying to squeeze that shit, bro. Just
Oh, like that. Sorry. How do you guys?
Go, okay.
Let's go, Beige Bay.
The floor is yours.
Hey, Tanless Tammy, let's go.
Fucker called me Beige Bay. I've had a fucking laugh.
I don't think she heard me. Sorry. I thought Tanless Terry would have got her, but Beige Bay caught her.
Anyway, how uncomfortable is it when you see people blatantly, blatantly picking their nose in front of you, like digging for real gold?
Oh, this is continuing again from last week.
Remember I spoke about the woman with the mask and she was digging through her nose?
Yeah, but this is... Okay, I'm just going to have to come out and say it.
No, sorry. Do you know why? Because Katie moved. You didn't even realise.
The mic.
You moved away from the mic, yeah, and you spoke. O gave you that old school boy band thing, yeah, when you push the mic away and then someone just pushes it right back into your line. But yeah, sorry, go on, continue.
No, sorry, I meant because we're talking about the manager thing in my meetings or when just in person. He's like, so yeah, what we're gonna do, guys, is right, and then and it's just he's so cool, but I'm just like,
Does he shake your hand or anything?
no. I was telling my friend yesterday, and she was like, I hope he doesn't touch your laptop with them hands, or I hope he keeps himself hands to himself.
Got some
But
bogey
he
keys.
literally just, and I'm just like, is your nose itching, or you picking it, or like, and then my thing is, what the fuck do you do when that happens? Because I can't be like, oh, you're picking your nose.
You can.
I do the same thing.
As a human being.
Like, I feel like you can, but I'm just
as
like,
a human being.
I think my facial expressions will tell.
well,
right.
I feel like he must know because when he's talking, I'm just,
As a human
and
being.
I can't help it. I'm like,
That's the most
more
that's the
of
most osteopath thing I've ever seen in my life.
Listen,
because I'm like,
some of us can hold it. Listen, some of us can hold it. Some of us give the classic black I'm disgusted face, but I'm silently disgusted, which
Get
is
some tissue, bro.
face.
You nasty.
Maybe I might just be like, oh,
Get
do you
some
want
tissue. Again, if you got an issue, take a tissue, bro.
Yeah, but it's not to say I can't, because if that was any you lot, I'd be like,
No, but I'm weird with.
use a hanky or.
No, I'm not saying a hanky.
Hanky?
Am I 40?
My mum used to call
there is.
hankies.
But the thing is,
I know you want to say
there
something.
is.
I know you left
I
it.
left it alone.
You left that.
There's no disrespect at all to
Sorry,
just
what-
go.
sorry, the shot's
Excuse
too
me, Kevin. Do you want a tissue?
You know what's funny?
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, do you know what's funny? Right, yeah. Oh,
That's what I would do.
do you know what's funny?
They're cute,
You
I know.
picked, of all the names you picked, yeah, you picked Kevin. Do you know what that's funny to me, yeah? Because when I think Ghana, I think Kwame, Kofi, and Kevin. And you know what? It's even funnier because you're Nigerian and Ghana knocked you out. You won't see, and you won't see a World Cup.
Listen. That was a very wicked connection.
That was a
Yeah.
very long-winded
From
connection.
no. I saw the passing. It was
I got
going
it,
back,
but it was-
but it was coming forward.
Bring her to centre
It came
midfielder,
forward.
centre midfielder,
Yeah.
That was a lot.
You know
I
what?
saw it.
They won't be seeing that in November.
Listen, we didn't do that anyways. It doesn't even matter.
That man kicking man for
It
an hour,
doesn't
bruv.
even matter. No, it's cool. It's all right. We can be
Happiness.
Ghanaian with neighbours. It's cool.
Your neighbours, yeah?
I'm one of them.
Man said stop calling you the Super Eagles. They should call you the Eagles, bro. Do you know how funny that is, bro?
Do you know that almost sounded like you said? Penis.
The song is Happiness, bro.
Well, we know what's on your mind.
For the way that by the end of that game,
not.
for the way that Nigerian fans
Take
went
the moss
on,
off your eyelids and
yeah,
listen, man.
we deserve to be at home for this one. We obviously weren't ready to enjoying being out. Nah. And then you want to take us to where for the World Cup?
You're so lucky O didn't hear what I just said to you. You're lucky O didn't hear what I said to you. She's dying because
God, right, and water a little bit there.
she's so...
Ugh. Let Nigeria stay at home on this one. Wait, World Cup's Qatar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, man, let us stay at home. You see how we got?
You know would have flown through that, bro. Heat is normal to you, lot.
Come on, bare Italian shoes.
Okay, this guy's dumb.
No, my people. No socks
All right, cool.
and dry ankles.
Let's get into the topic of the week, yeah. But I don't want to tackle it in the same way everybody else
Neither
has.
do I.
Unless you've been living under a rock, you are aware of the Will, Jada, and Chris Rock half slap, half punch. I saw it first thing in the morning. Thought it was fake. Still think it was moderately a bit meh. But then I think the aftermath.
When you say first thing in the morning, like when you woke up and then
First thing I got a message saying,
dressed
have you seen it?
and-
Have you seen the thing?
yeah, that's how it hit me
Open.
as well.
Getting ready for work, opened it, boom, I was like, okay, cool.
Either
That's
sending
fake.
it, or you would have just seen it on your feed or on the news.
And then obviously, I saw it in the office, rah, and the rest. Now, everyone's kind of given their 2p pence and the rest of that. The way I wanted to break this down is because when I was looking at it, I was thinking, listen, that stuff's mad. But I wanted to look at it like,
Entanglement with Argus.
how far is too far? As in, I want to personalize this. How far is too far? Because if you look at it as, because everyone's like, oh, it's disgusting, it's violence. Oh my God, how can you go up on the stage and
Just let
do
the
all
blacks
that?
down.
Right,
He's
yeah.
black. Is that why
No.
it's violent?
But then okay, so let me go with my understanding of it first, and then I'll go with you lots ones, and then we can have a discussion and argument and whatever. My first thought of it was, okay, cool, man's done that, but my first understanding of that was this is a real life representation of the internet versus real life. So you have to understand, don't get me wrong, he wouldn't have slapped anyone up there. He wouldn't have slapped Terry Crews. He wouldn't have slapped any Bolo Don. But, right, yeah, oh yeah, he found it funny. Yes, and anyone who's ever been in a relationship understands that if your wife or your partner is peed off, if you don't address it then, it's a long day when you go home.
Long day.
That's why bare men get beat up. Because they do things for their partners. So I said, how far is too far? Because my issue with this is, people were angry at a slap, but you're not angry at your gun laws in your country. Right, so when I looked at this whole situation, for example, how far is too far? Because ultimately, as I said before we started recording, it's logic versus emotion. It's not a logical. It's not a logical process to get up on stage and slap a man. Because if you look at it as you break it down, he's gotten up, he's fixed his suit,
walked up.
Right, yeah. As he's walked up, Chris is still making jokes,
calling him Richard.
Yeah,
the character he
which
played.
is cheeky. That's cheeky
in the film.
He's like, oh, here comes Richard or something like that.
So
like,
it's still the build up of, even if he's gonna come to him and be like, oh, can you relax, like whatever. Fine.
I don't think he even expected. I don't know. I'm trying.
No one expected him to slap.
Like,
slap
I feel
him.
They're both
because everyone's like, when I
Optic-
saw him, I was like, what's he doing?
Optically and what they present themselves as, yeah, they're both very classy gentlemen. Even after the slap, yeah,
Fix his suit.
he fixed his suit.
He did look behind to see if Chris
Yeah, he checked his shoulder.
retaliate.
He checked his shoulder.
Yeah, but that's in any battle. You never take it out of
Then
your
if you see the after part when Questlove comes up on the stage,
Chris looked weird.
he looked rattled. He's like, what? He looked very, very
All
rattled.
his thoughts going is, man just slapped me. Shit.
Everyone in the crowd's like, that incident was so crazy, people forgot that Beyonce performed. People forgot that Samuel Jackson. People didn't realize Samuel Jackson won his first Oscar. People didn't even realize Questlove what that. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Unless you watch the entire show. My takeaway was from you lot: how far is too far? Because ultimately, everyone here has a different understanding of that. Oh,
that, as in how far is too far in regards to this particular situation. That was. I'm dual on this one because that was too far.
This is the reason.
sorry.
But I understand.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing is that's from a Chris Rock joke itself. I ain't saying he should have killed her, but I understand. But again, to walk up to that stage at the Oscars, and it could be anywhere, and do that, and you're known for being very cool, calm, centered, take the time, think about things, blah, blah, blah,
Then
blah,
it
blah.
kind of
But also at the same time, for the last 5-6 years,
I think that's what it boils down to.
that guy's taken a lot of shit.
And I think that's
And
what it is.
he's
The build
not
up.
responded
The snap.
to any
And
of
you know
it.
what it is?
But also, this is another part of it, which is not to justify it, but it gives it more context. This Chris Rock Smith family thing has been going on for longer than just this incident.
Yeah.
So again, like I said, it doesn't justify how far he went, because again, he could have just sat there, and from the way that he bellowed what he said to him, even I was like, "Ooh, Will."
As I said, the first time he was like, okay, cool. The second time you're like, oh no, he's serious.
Yeah,
That's how I look
no
at
one
it,
was
like,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he kind of laughed, and then when he said it again, he went, dude, it was a G.I. Jane joke. And
But it's context.
don't
But, that's
care.
what I said,
But
it's
then there's
behind it.
context behind it.
Context behind it.
I've got things to say, but
It wasn't.
I've seen the context
Yeah,
behind
it
it
wasn't
on that.
just.
I've got
But
friends who
he's
suffer
also
from
saying-
alopecia, and they don't take that shit lightly.
I don't think it's funny in that sense. Like, if
But then
maybe she just
internet
cut
was-
her hair,
But that's
for
how some people
whatever
perceive
saying
it.
that-
Some people be like,
someone
no, it
said
wasn't.
that.
It
But
wasn't
then saying
aimed at that.
the internet will internet.
Yeah.
And I saw a video earlier on of Will Smith on Arsenio
Years ago when he was younger.
So probably like 94,
Oh,
94, 95 with him making a joke about someone in there, about him waxing his head and whatever. Fine, different times and all the other stuff. And he still laughed. But I think what people are failing to understand is he didn't react solely based on that. He reacted on, yeah, ha ha ha, it's a funny joke. But then you also seen where it's affected your partner. And as I said,
And
that's where the logical side goes to pot. Because your logical side is, your emotional side is, haha, this is funny, whatever, boom, boom, boom. Then you look over and your logical side is thing. Then you have a conflicting back and forth. I don't really care for celebrities talking about, oh my God, I was horrified and shocked. And
Yeah, I was
Gives
blah,
a
blah.
fuck what you think.
You're trying to take
too dramatized
No, but
there, man.
people are trying to take advantage of the moment to kind of give their parts. But yeah, Mark, you saying?
What I was gonna say is that some people don't realize that. I think, like you said, the build up to this, not just with Chris Rock, but just in general, like people taking the piss out of their relationship or taking the piss out of Jada, taking the piss out of Will. Like even
Jaden, his kids.
Yeah, even his speech, he cottoned on to the fact that he didn't say it, but what I've understood that when he was younger, his mum was abused by his dad.
Yeah.
He suffered from domestic abuse, and from a child, he knew he was helpless. So him saying his thing, protect my family, that came from that. And obviously someone taking a piss at your wife, I think everything just balled up. Everyone, I see people getting the jokes of how come you didn't have this energy for August or anything like that.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened to August behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So people are quick to
it's in the
say
moment
their
as
shit,
well.
but let that happen to you and see how you handle it.
That's the thing is, if that was me now, didn't know. Like,
Yeah.
I said, you have to understand this, yeah? Like, everyone's been in a predicament where, in hindsight, if that was me, I would have, brother. I always say that, if you take, like, a general thing like a racist joke or someone makes a racist comment, yeah? You know when the comment is so bad mind that you're like, what? You know what I'm trying to say?
You're kind of taken back by it, and it kind of freezes you into not responding.
It's not what you think it is. Like, don't get me wrong. Some of the jokes are funny. Like, you want to slap me, bitch? Sure. Like, the things are funny. But you also have to understand that behind what's funny to you isn't funny to everyone. And I understand, like, don't get me wrong. I said this, comedians are comedians. Comedians are comedians. But the world has changed. Like, stuff from Delirious and Raw couldn't come out now. I said,
Oh, hell no.
there's a thin line, for example. I say comedians are hyper intelligent, so it's all for a laugh and vice versa and the rest. But it's like if I look at Frankie Boyle, for example, Frankie Boyle's jokes to me come across as spiteful because he gets at everyone. He's on a South Park thing, but I think Frankie Boyle takes jokes too far. But I also understand if we're talking about a woman, regardless of what people publicly think of that family, if you're going through alopecia or you're going through something that is like of that level, and you've explained why, it's problematic. Obviously, what's that movie called? Madagascar. Jada and Chris Rock have worked together for like 2 or 3 movies, and the series as well. So you're not gonna like everyone in Hollywood. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And everyone's gonna have an opinion. Jim Carrey's come out and said I would have sued him for 200 million or for embarrassment. It's not for loss of earnings. Not in a rude way. Chris Rock's still gonna earn more money from his tours.
Yeah. No doubt he's going to talk about it.
100%.
Apparently, he's seen like a 10-20% spike in sales
Yeah, I saw that.
It's more than 20%, bro.
since this incident, and
Bad press
just
is even good press.
from
Tell the Kardashians that. They know this.
like from the end of what you were saying, Reese, about the celebrities that have come out, and I'm shocked when Paul.
Amy Schumer's the worst, bro.
Listen,
Can't
you
stand
know
that, man.
what has really made me smile about this is just the way, and God bless the internet, because some of them people don't forget a motherfucking thing. And they are very quick to remind, like when Fabulous came out and said,
Oh,
you know,
jeez. Yeah, I
love
saw
makes you
that.
do crazy things. Like, fam, didn't you knock your girlfriend's teeth out like a couple months ago? When Jim Carrey came out, I would too. It's like, yeah, fam, didn't you go on stage and kiss somebody, like, just, you chose to kiss them, and it looked like it was against their will. People have come out and said things and forgotten that they've been in
They got shit
this
too.
type of position.
You know, the problem is,
Or they've done it.
you see with them situations now, especially with the internet, especially if you've been around for a long time, right? Yeah, just because you're now on a power trip, like I think there's probably one celebrity that I think that you couldn't, even if you dug for anything, you couldn't find something, and that's probably like Keanu Reeves, right? Yeah, he's probably the only one that I think if you
I'll
dug,
say Denzel as well.
probably, but Denzel's always kept himself to himself because he's always been a family man.
Yeah.
So, but I'm talking about like,
I know what you mean.
you know what I'm trying to say? Like, and I think because of what that is and how that thing, people forget, yeah, that you can be like high and mighty and I stand for this now, yeah. You don't win on the internet. It's just your turn. Right? So the minute you start doing the most, if people find something about you, that's when it's going to be a thing where you're like,
It's a wrap.
you know what I mean? Because this kind of goes into the other thing of me wanting to ask Kadia, what does protecting women look like? Because a lot of these subjects, a lot of a lot of that incident spans into so many different conversations. So for me, it's not even what does protecting black women look like, because ultimately, some black women are, I want to do that, I want my partner to do that. Be quiet. You people are being dangerous.
Fam, white women started coming out going, "Oh, am I next?" Bitch, ain't nobody asking you. You ain't never met a Will Smith in your life. Why is he gonna come to your yard, knock on your door, and then give you an open palm?
Katie, but even before you answer that, Katie, right, it's like I saw a clip from this morning. I think her name's Susan, whatever her name, and Zizi was on there. I said, what about obviously my child being
role models and stuff like that.
being a role model? And Zizi Mills was like, yeah, but the point of being a role model is you're not perfect, bro. And I think people have this idealistic view, that because people have placed you as role models, you didn't place me in a position of what my God-given talent has done or my hard work has done, Idealistic views of people's love for celebrity culture is why your children look at me a certain way. I believe this. My heroes were my uncle. Yeah, he did a
family
career,
or like
my
parents
career, which was in the public domain. But he's a family member. I'm not looking at any other one else as. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And to believe that, for example, I remember Cardi B said this ages ago. Stop looking at me as telling me I'm a motherfucking what do you call it? I goes, I'm me. I shouldn't be your children's role model. Your parents, you should be it. If you're not doing it, that's on you. That's not on me.
100%. I agree with that.
But yeah, Katie, what's your thought on that? As I know it's weird, it's really kind of counterproductive to ask you as a woman and whatever, but what do you personally believe? Because I know you and your girls have the conversation about black men that don't protect black women, but what does it mean as a general thing of black men protecting women? Because
protecting women or black men protecting women?
Men protecting women, sorry.
I mean, there's a lot of women that expect certain things. Like you could have women that sit there and go, "Oh, this guy was looking at me funny, and my man didn't say anything." Or sometimes, in that sense, it's like no, because if a guy's not actively doing anything, men are gonna look, and some women sit there and expect it to be, "Oh, you didn't fucking do anything." But do you expect your man to get angry at every man that looks at you and then put himself in a situation?
In danger,
and
fighting's not fighting anymore.
Question: do you think it's
so? That's why.
Question: do you think it's a disrespect? Yeah, for example, say
that's one element of it.
Say, for example, I'm sorry to cut you. I just wanted to ask this in the midst of that of what you said. Say, for example, you're with your boyfriend and you're driving or whatever, and you've done something, and you get into a verbal issue. And the guy hops out the car, and the guy goes to talk to your partner. It could be anything. I just use driving.
Oh, I get in a verbal issue with.
You get into an issue moving driving or whatever, or something happens, and then you get gobby, and then the guy you're having an argument with goes and talks to your partner because ultimately, I know it's counterproductive. Everyone's like it's misogynistic, right? Yeah, but he goes to talk to your partner not because you're a woman, as in like you're a woman and you're feeble and you can't fight, but more so on a respect thing. I understand this as well. Yeah,
because if it gets beyond verbals, then between him and the man, then they can put hands in the chest.
If he comes to him like,
listen,
on a certain level, not on like
I'm not trying to disrespect your missus, but she's moving mad, like, and I don't want it to be that. Like,
I could understand that though. I wouldn't get mad at it. I could understand it.
A lot of women wouldn't.
Some people would be like, why is he talking to him for? But then that's rowdy. I'm not a rowdy person, so I wouldn't probably do that, but let's say if I did get angry and something happened like that, in my head I'll have to think like, check yourself. But sometimes I just don't like men taking the piss. Anyone really, not just men. And if that did happen to me and he did say something to my boyfriend and say, look, do you know what? On a kind of respectable,
on a G thing,
like, I would shut my mouth and I would just be like, do you know what?
But you're
Let
saying
me not
that,
make this worse.
Remember, that's from a logical thought. When you're heated, logic goes out the window, bro.
Yeah, I've seen.
If I'm in the wrong as well, and he's then done that and said that to my partner, I would probably take upon myself. Go, do you know what? I was a bit out of hand then. Blah blah blah.
Mark knows this. I'm pathological when I'm vexed.
Yeah.
Like, Mark seen me vexed once, and that was a build up of like, and even then he wouldn't have known I was vexed because I kept it chill, and then I reacted and went back to normal. So that's what I'm trying to say. This is where it becomes problematic because the argument of if we're saying, oh, black men protecting black women or black men never stand up and say, no. If a black man does that, optically it looks like you're pandering. That's the first part. Then, even then, when you're vocalizing your opinion, you can be an ally in anything, whether it's LGBTQ, whether it's Ukraine, whether it's whatever you feel means something to you. whether it's whether it's black people, whether it's anything, whether it's Syria, whether it's Palestine, regardless, it's all based on how you do it.
Yeah.
And I think you can be an ally, but you can still be like, yeah, but what I thought you did was foul. And I think that's what it boils down to. But I think
it's
you're never
people
going to
as well.
win. You're never going to win anyway, because optically, it goes back to the internet thing. The loudest people on the internet aren't right. They're just the loudest.
They're just the
They're just the
loudest,
voice you hear the most.
Yeah.
Irritating.
Because
It is annoying, though, sometimes. I'm like, I just want to do this 4 years behind this fucking computer screen.
I don't care. I don't care, bro.
I never
Just
wondered
like,
that. I'm just like, they're probably lonely.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, what are you doing with your life? But no, in a general answer to your question, I think men protecting women, it has to start with respect, because
Even that's subjective.
you'd have to,
Even that's subjective.
even the overall, like the general side of it is like, let's say if, okay, there's 3 of you and 1 of me, we're all out somewhere, and I might get into an altercation with someone. I might even get into an argument with a woman. She might push me, I'll be like, excuse, and it might start.
It's happened before.
Her boyfriend will come over, and you 3 might be all the way over there, and I'm like on my own, and then he's like.
I've been in that situation before.
It can be so many different
Some
situations.
girl
where it might
bit
not
me in a
be-
club.
Bit you?
You see what I mean?
Have I never told you this story before?
No.
I'm sorry, what?
Story time with Reese.
Story makers, story
About
makers.
3.5 years ago.
That one's for Lisa, because she'll
More
get that.
R&R.
Yeah, more on but it's more concise. About 3.5 years ago, it was my friend's birthday. We met in, I think it's near Southwark. Borough. There's like an arcade in there, so you get like Nintendo games or whatever. Was in there having vibes. It was like all my college friends, and we were just there chilling. Basically, what's happened is there was some really tapped woman in there. She was just drunk. It was her and her friend. Her friend probably had a little bit more common.
I don't know why this is funny.
Her friend probably had a little bit more common sense. I'm trying to wing through the story as quickly as possible. Probably had a little bit more common sense than she did. Fine. So, towards the end of the night's coming to an end. One of my close female friends goes out with one of my close male friends. Like, I introduced them years ago. What's happened is this tapped girl has pushed my friend's younger sister.
Okay.
Right, yeah. So I think all 3 sisters were there. No, 2 of the sisters were there. So the sister at the time was like 18, 19. This girl looked actually about 23. She's pushed my friend's sister. My friend's seen red, obviously, and literally tried to lift her. Like, these tried to lift
Friend's
her.
a guy. Oh, he's
No,
a guy.
D, yeah. I
Or
don't know
like
better.
Joe
innit?
Gomez on Sterling.
No, it was worse. Yeah, so Dee's grabbed the girl, like, what are you doing?
yeah.
And she's just jabbed on impulse, like, bruv, what are you doing? Like, because you can't just push someone's little sister out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, we're in our corner, you've come into our space.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've literally turned around to put my jacket on, and then I see a skirmish. I've run over to try and break it. This bitch, yeah, because she's shorter than me. Right, yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah. This bitch, yeah. No, I'm saying it. You're saying it for bands. I really mean.
No, I know.
I
No.
Bitch, yeah.
Imagine. Did she sink
She's
her claw?
small, claws.
I mean,
she
gnashers.
bit me in my thigh, bro.
Is that how small she was?
They were fighting.
What,
They
did
were,
she-
they were pulling hair.
was she bent
They were
down?
pulling hair.
Jeez.
So I've
Which
tried
is
to.
head down.
I'm trying to
Head
pull them
down,
apart.
yeah.
Yeah. Like stop, like because like literally grabbing hair. It's not like you're grabbing hair and punching. You're just pulling hair and like just.
Yeah, I've never understood that. They're pulling their hair and just
Traction.
So what are you
That's it.
doing?
Right,
You're
yeah.
trying to pull it out.
I'm trying to
So
get a
then,
kick in there.
she's
punch,
bit
I'm
me
trying to
like
get
top
boxes
part of
in
my
there.
thigh, yeah. And I was like, swear to God, yeah. I'm not proud of
She
this.
bit you hard.
Bruv, I lifted my foot and had to stomp down on her foot for her jaw to
get her off
unclench
you.
off my thigh, bro.
Was it tight?
Bro, I had a bruise on my thigh.
Near your Willy Wonka.
No, thigh, bro. Not top thigh.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, like inner thigh, but not top thigh. Like
I was
brother,
waiting for someone to make that joke, and it obviously had to be you.
Anywhere you get bit,
it's uncomfortable.
it's
Bro.
uncomfortable.
I didn't consent to someone biting me,
Imagine if she
bro.
bit your Willy Wonka though.
But Lorena Bobbitt, like
Yeah, see.
Mark Lowett, brother. I know on a low key one, yeah. In your years of life, you had someone cover your eyes and they poured hot wax on your chest, bruv.
No.
Yeah, I bet.
Never.
So then, obviously, where
Not my remit.
it's
Actually.
gone outside, the security guards come. The security guards come and try to separate it, yeah. We're outside, like, I've gone outside, yeah, and I'm talking to her friend. I'm like, listen, like, you can't be moving like that. Like, that's mad. Like, you've attacked someone for no reason. And then some youths laughing at her outside because she's kicking off, and her friend's just like, oh, like, trying to it just became a frenzy of BS.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I know what one of my boys is like. Yeah, he was very angry, and he made a move, and I know this move. I had to step across him, and he looked at me and he went, "Well, thank you." I said, "Fine, no problem." Right, yeah. And he's bigger than me, but I know, like, you just know when you know your friends. Like, I know certain things you will do. I know certain things you do. You know certain body languages and antics in which people do. Fine. As has happened, fine. Right, yeah.
Was it one of these ones?
No, the body language let me know. No, it's not that. I see his eyes.
You're
focused.
moving around. You're moving around like.
Yeah, no, but his is a little bit more discreet. I know from body language because his shoulders tense up. So then, I think this is where it got on top again. She tried to swing for some Asian youth on the line, filming her, saying, you're embarrassing, yeah? Then, while we're standing by the door, my friend Dee's come out of nowhere. Like, she's walked around, come out of nowhere, yeah? She said, oh, come here, please, I need to talk to you. And the girls come forward, yeah? She went, bang, don't touch my sister again. Like, snuck her. Absolutely snuck her.
I have to.
I said, what?
Because I didn't get to do what I wanted to do in the club. I got, now let me
So
tap
then
you.
the girl's moving
I
mad,
don't blame
yeah?
them.
I had to lift my shoulder the way this girl's swinging bangs. Security guard's trying to obviously push my friend D back in because we had to leave from the back. We had to leave the back way and walk around just to kind of de-escalate. The security guard's trying to calm her down. Bruv, she elbowed by the security guard. But when I told you this man, strong African man, almost lifted her out of her britches. He caught himself. You know, you get vexed.
Yeah.
And that's what I keep saying about when the emotion takes over, you can't tell anyone on the planet.
You can't.
Because Banks said this. People in life, and it's annoying that I agree with him on this, only respect violence.
It's true because now,
Think about everything that's ever happened in life, yeah?
yeah,
Yeah. And even if I shouldn't even simplify it. Ukraine, anything that's ever happened in life, when you tell someone something and they don't listen, when you start being violent, people start listening.
Yeah, it's that old saying, isn't it? If you don't listen, you must feel.
That was like you.
Chat shit, get banged.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
That's like got some time. Oh
that's
yeah,
funny though.
I found the equivalent of Caribbean's thing. You know what Africans have this thing about juju? Obia. I know what Caribbean's one is now. Dappy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brother,
Oh my god!
if you go back to old wise tales, all about Dappy. No, don't do that because if someone calls your
Dappy.
name, never answer first time because there could be Dappy Akali. Brother, what is wrong with you, bro?
I love that.
It's so true.
I love that.
I never realized that.
I did.
Even
though.
when I say certain things, when
can't
people
help
say
it.
certain things, I'm like, yeah, but I don't dance with Dappy, bruv. Like,
Yeah, I was about to say it's certain things. It's just,
What is it?
and it's embedded in you.
Was it Duppy no for frightened?
yes.
Yeah.
I'm afraid, you know. Mark, you're gonna ask me something. Go on. I'll see you look it down.
Totally off subject, but according to the government, cases for COVID have risen.
Yeah,
I saw that.
apparently.
I
And
saw it
then
start popping up on my watch.
from tomorrow, from the 1st of April, you have to pay for your lateral flow test now.
And guess what I'll be doing?
And they're all sold out.
Guess
They're
what I'll
all
be doing?
out.
Guess what I'll be
Out of
doing?
stock.
Kiss my cough. Girls like kiss my
Kiss my coffee, though.
Have you never heard that song before?
It rings a bell.
Fam, I don't know. You've never heard that song.
Oh my god, that's classic. That's some classic shit right
Channel
there.
U days.
Channel you.
What?
Random question.
Go on.
It's more for the fellas, but Katie, feel free to adapt.
You look, Katie, you look like you've been doing shrugs in the gym, bruv. Why you look so squared off?
I don't know, you know. I've had a really bad back of late, and I
Oh,
just
you looking blocku in a cherry, boy. Man, sit up properly, bruv.
can't help it.
From the lead up to this
Trying to
question,
relax it.
we'll tell you whether or not you lot are going to
Say that
answer it.
again, the what?
From
From the lead up to this question, will tell me whether or not you'll answer
you
it.
will be an awful parent based on listening, you know, or listening.
If you do have foreskin,
I don't.
all right, if you don't have foreskin, do you watch porn with foreskin?
Do you think that's even a category I search for? What?
No. But you could just be watching a random something and then the guy could have foreskin.
Bro, I
Would
got
you
slip-
like just?
I got-
I'm not watching the man.
I got slipped when I was 18.
Yeah, but
I couldn't
you-
I
tell you
was about
that.
to
it.
say, does it matter?
Oh yeah.
I got
What porn
I got
you
snipped as an
watch?
adult. Like it doesn't. It's completely different. I don't know. I'm not watching that for that. I'm watching it for the woman.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
And the older
but
I've gotten,
Obviously, you watch. I
if
get what I'm
there's-
saying. Like, you're watching it for the woman, but is it gonna bother you if the
You
man?
go,
has
oh, he's got
or
foreskin.
not?
Nah, next one.
and the older I've gotten, I watch less and less and less because I'm trying.
so do I.
Because it desensitizes you to sex.
Yeah.
Well, you said so. So do you.
What?
Try to watch less.
Yeah. Well,
No, at that man's age is blue pills only, bro.
yeah, but
You say blue.
because sometimes in porn, if you're watching porn, then you're possibly imagining yourself. You stupid. You're possibly imagining
get
yourself
it.
in the position. So then, if you're
Full
watching a guy
off.
with,
Matrix.
I heard it. I just ignored it. Just ignored it.
Let's go, Morpheus.
Yeah. No. Okay.
I get what you're saying, but
Like, hey, if there's a lady, she's got like,
I was trying to relate it to what
Big
I would
areolas.
prefer.
What?
I don't watch work from that.
oh, she's got
I don't watch
she's got like
areolas, you know.
the curtain labia.
Nah, I don't. Nah, that would put that. No,
And you don't have curtains. Like you've just got like blinds.
I can't. Even, do you know what the thing is? I can't even answer that question because it's not even something that I would have thought about.
Curtains.
I do worry about you sometimes.
Drapes.
Even though the description of it is
92
exactly,
fucking episodes. I still worry about you. man.
You've known it for freaking 15 years.
I know.
Bro.
I'm used to it, but I still worry.
I should stop doing this. To be honest, sorry.
It's a Garden of Eden or something.
Put myself doing it.
La 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 la.
I was doing it and then I caught myself doing it.
What did it
You're just flapping about, man. Flapping about.
Thank you.
No, I can't. I
Sorry.
can't with you. I can't take any of you. So
Anyway, as I said, from the lead up to the question, I knew it was.
I can't stand the fake bodies. That's what I can't stand if I watch porn.
Yeah.
I think it just boils down to sometimes you want it to be as realistic.
So Brazilians
as,
are out of category for you.
It's a lie.
He's full of
As
shit.
realistic
He's
as
full of
possible to
shit.
relate to.
He's like, no.
No. When
still watch
the
Brazilian.
fake titty and it looked like someone parted the Red Sea and there's
And they're just like
one
that.
boob here,
Oh,
one
they
boob
just-
here. It's
It's
just
like someone's put two buns on a bare chest.
Yeah, one.
And then one nipple will be like,
Want some
and
beef with
one's
that
going,
bun? Want some
North,
beef
east,
with-
southwest, like kind of, yeah.
and you can see the stitching for the nipple. And
massive
yeah.
areola.
Katie, you're moving like you're playing some Bridgerton game, bro. Put your hand down, bruv.
Bridgerton game, I don't get that.
The stick in Bridgerton. when you-
No.
Why would the stick be like that though? The fuck?
Jesus,
How about you just put your nipples down, fam?
it's cold in here.
Yeah.
I got one question. Well, not one question, but has anyone heard about Noel Clark? The investigation's been dropped by the police.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
What does that actually mean, though?
There's not enough evidence. It can still go civil court.
So that means he's all together?
No, because you can, even if police aren't actively charging him, the ladies in question who feel like they were violated, who were allegedly violated, because you say allegedly, by Noel Clark, can still push for criminal charges through civil court. It's just not that it's not an active pending case. But
Apparently, he's been making a documentary or something.
Probably has. Probably has.
Okay.
Everyone just looks at it like Ashley Waters stepped away from man very quickly.
Very quickly.
Listen, he
He
did
cut his tires quick.
But then, you know, in the way that the world is, had he not and had he stuck with him or, you know, done another series, then it's okay, you're a supporter of this type of thing,
That would've
you know,
been
guilty
common.
by association.
But then, isn't it sometimes like if you've not witnessed that or if you've not noticed anything, shouldn't you just be like, well, I ain't seen nothing, so I can't really say. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's more so like.
Then you're looked at as complicit.
But
Yeah,
also you
true.
have to simplify it back to when all of us were teenagers. Yeah, you're guilty by association.
Yeah.
It's crime. Like if, for example, Kadia's friend is big A for active and Kadia isn't, because that's Kadia's friend.
Yeah.
People think Kadia's on what her girl's on.
That's happened to me before.
There you go. If
And I'm telling you that was annoying as well. I had to put so many people straight. Long story short, there was a big group of people. Oh, this was that fucking, what's that app called?
Bieber.
House
House party.
no, Clubhouse.
Oh.
Chat shit. Oh,
And obviously people met people
Mark
through
calls it
there.
chatty house.
People were bored.
That's it,
People
that's
were
it. I
doing
was trying to
link
call Mark called
ups.
it.
There was a big
On
group
Clubhouse?
link up.
From Clubhouse.
Yeah.
I still get the
How
notification
you
on my thing.
how
I
you
don't
want
use it.
strangers in your house through club? I don't know, but anyway,
That sounds
So
like the
I went
house,
to my-
the house party thing. Not
it's similar.
Clubhouse.
But obviously people meet up. You talk like
Did you see
for months.
was you talking the Clubhouse or house party? Because house party is more you can see people's faces, or you just talk
No,
about-
this is Clubhouse.
okay, cool.
Oh.
And then obviously
I
you
haven't
meet
tried the Twitter
people.
one because
and
Twitter
people
one they
like
just talk about
secret
football
group
and there's
chats
good
and
forums and that. you can just tell.
FaceTime. People have become friends, and there's friends of friends that you know on there, so people know people through. Anyway, long story short, there was
Eggy,
a
beggy.
gathering that was made, and only a couple of people turned up, and it just so happened that there was 2 guys and us 2 girls, and I was seeing some at the time, so I was like, this is a bit leave it, and yeah, I was just like, and long story short,
Choose now.
a lot of rumors come out afterwards.
Wing
Obviously,
Teresa.
things not for me because I'm a bit of a prude, but things did happen through other people, and less than 24 hours later, it was all over Clubhouse. And then my thing was, it was then tried to be associated with me. And I was like, then the guys was like, oh no, it wasn't, no, she's cool, no. And I'm like, I don't need no one to speak for me. But first and foremost, what my girl does with her body has got nothing to do with Una. Whether I'm there or not, don't try and put me in the same circle saying your friend this, that, and the third. And the weirdest thing is, this scenario come up in my head the other day randomly, and I'm talking about it. But yeah, it's got nothing to do with me. Don't try and
If
put
anything,
me
I
in the
met
mix.
Katie through a friend through Clubhouse.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So my friend Paris.
It was basically around
Yeah.
that time. Yeah, and it was just a
But
big
I was,
kind of
and I was
mix
the only
up.
guy. I was the only guy in there. But because I knew Paris, I know what Paris is like. And
love
Paris
her.
don't have idiot girl around her. So it's one of the ones where it's like, if the type of girls, and that conversation was banned anyway, but it's one of the ones where it's like, oh yeah, cool. Then we got cool anyway because you were on the app.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on
I
the
think
type of rooms
I
you're
saw
in.
Reese on that once or twice, and he was off.
Yeah, I still have it, but you know it was as well. It was one of the ones where it's like,
And I had to get rid of it.
I didn't like the beginning of the app. What it stood for was like being in rooms with listening to like people of influence of how they got into certain businesses and whatever. And I had it for podcasts and things like that. And then it became
I had it for potential podcast content. Funny enough.
it became Collins used his for podcasting. So when Collins was doing comment sec, he would talk to family members who weren't or friends who were in Nigeria, for example, and do it that way and record the content and then put it out.
Okay.
But then the problem which I had with Clubhouse before I came off it, because it just became draw outs for N-words. Which is nothing but
that's
draw outs.
literally what
It
happened.
seemed like it. Anytime I hear about it, it was just like.
That's literally what
By the
happened.
way,
at
this
the end of it, and I had to- I
is
had
gonna
to come
full
off.
it's gonna go full 360 from the beginning topic, yeah, of the internet versus reality. No one, is bad on the internet and bad in real life.
In real
Only a
life.
few man.
And everybody's getting on to anybody. You just met someone said something, and you want to hype them. I was like, oh my god.
So when people do something,
I
I said I don't do the typing thing. I'm not gonna do the verbalist thing. Like, listen,
was
if that's how you feel, cool. I don't vindicate myself to the general person. I'm not vindicating myself to someone who I don't know. I don't need to from what I've heard, bro, I don't know who you are.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They feel mugged. It's like, do I know you? Loads of people. I felt like that's the thing I said. Do I even know you? Oh, she's hyping. No, but like, I don't know you.
And someone will chime in
know
like,
you from
nah, man, she taking you for
Adam."
idiot.
Yeah, and then people want to egg it on. I'm like, and then that's my thing. Like, go on, egg it on. But then I'm like, no.
That's
'cause I'm not
what the
gonna
Twitter
talk about these
spaces
people
are there now. Like
No, but the
and
Twitter spaces, I
argue.
saw that.
It's too
the
much.
Twitter space one, that guy, I know that guy is.
as
Yeah, so I didn't want to say his name. So
Sorry.
I was in
I don't know what you're
did.
talking about, by the way.
I was in a
Alright.
group the other day, because my sister's boyfriend falls into the category of like non-league
all right, crackly.
salad man. Falls into the category of like non-league ballers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that room, but obviously Az used to play football as well, and it was like, oh, he wasn't great at all. Fine. So then I think one day I happened to fall into a room because it got sent to me, or where Wiley was in there and whatever, and I was just talking about.
I've been in a
grime.
couple of them.
So I
Yeah.
was listening just to kind of thing, because obviously Wiley's one of them people who's an older, and you lot sit on camera so they can see you talking was, and he was just doing stuff where he was just amping. And I saw the difference of a guy who plays football, like one of the guys in football, who's a road youth versus someone who's doing UK academics. And it's problematic because on the internet, the loser can look like the coolest person around.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And it's one of the ones where if I buck you in real life, it's a long day. But depending on what you do, and if you do kind of have that DJ academics thing, you're not going to buck me in real life. And if you do, I'm calling the police.
Yeah.
So it's one of the ones where it's like, as adults, you can't even react the way you want to react. You've got to just let this, pardon the language, this fussy take the piss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot, like people telling their tales of like when this crew, when I get this crew, stories and stuff like that. I'm like, you're kind of telling on yourself, really. Like, you're really telling on yourself, like you did this, you did that, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool, sweet, lovely.
I don't know
But
what that is.
I don't know.
I need to talk to you about a really serious subject about, guys, emotional abuse, as in relationships,
Call
yeah.
me your man.
Wrong time and wrong song.
Yeah,
wrong-
a bit.
No, it's hotline bling, yeah.
Emotional abuse.
Wait, what?
Let's see.
Was that what we were talking about? I was just saying because your phone was going off.
Told you awful.
You slowed down to say that, by the way,
What?
and you completely missed it.
Told you awful parenting, bro. No
The
hearing.
words just fly over your head.
No, I was distracted by Reese's phone buzzing off. So
One vibration. But I said it before the vibration.
Anyway, Reese, carry on.
Reese face.
I'm afraid-
Reese
I'm
looks
afraid-
disturbed. You look
Yeah,
super
so like,
disturbed.
yeah, emotional abuse. So I wanted to know if you've ever been around or seen elements of emotional abuse, like a friend dating someone where, you know, and we're not talking about, oh, that person's not good for you because they do foul things, like where that person kind of has changed, the person they're dating has kind of changed their whole personality or ethos based on their environment they're in. Because obviously when you're in an emotionally abusive relationship to the general person, oh yeah, you should leave, like he's not good for you or she's not good for you, rah, rah, rah. But when you're deep in it and that person's kind of like, oh, you has been, you ain't shit, and they get into your brain, you have love for them, but you stay because you're in a hole. Have you ever experienced that from your point of view? Or like someone of your...
Our side,
From other people.
From other
when
people or
are
for
going
yourself,
through
yeah.
it.
a lot. I've seen
It's-
experience. Go on. You
It's tough and it's difficult because you're literally, there are a lot of times or a lot of situations where you see people almost at a breaking point, and you know that the only thing and the best thing for them to do is to just try and get themselves out of the situation. But because of how the situation that they're in has got them so twisted and mentally burned and drained, emotionally they don't know what's going on inside. Sometimes they even know the best thing is to leave, and yet they
can't do it.
can't. They feel like they can't because the situation has got them so fucked up that they can't see that the best thing is to leave, even though they're saying the best thing for me to do is leave.
Do you think they fear leaving?
Yeah.
They get to the point where they fear it, and let's say you're the friend and you talk to them, but then you know if you talk about like you should leave, blah blah, it sometimes pushes them more towards that person who is
I was gonna say,
treating them a certain way.
remember,
Yeah.
right? Her, I think of a lot. Like every once in a while, she popped into my head.
I've
and I
not seen
think,
her for ages.
is she okay? Because there was just that one man who she would actually say, because I know she spoke to you about it as well, and she would say, this man is shit. He's not the usual guy I go for. He's not someone who I usually, the type of person I usually try and date. He's shit for me. My energy is fucked up because of him. I'm literally not looking how I usually look because of the situation I'm in, and none of it was ever physical. It was more verbal and emotional.
Yeah.
Yet she just couldn't, like, the amount of times where I was talking to her and she was literally in tears, damn near shaking, but just couldn't do the one thing that would get her out of that situation, which was leave the man. And to see somebody going through that and to be there for them and, to offer them advice, and if they don't take the advice and you just kind of want to be there for them, that as that person who's trying to do the helping is a lot, because there's the residuals from that and you carry that.
It's not, but the way I see it, sometimes it's not as simple. It's simple for us to say, yeah, you should just leave, blah, blah. But for them,
it's not. Yeah, also, you got to take that into account as well, because again, like I said, this thing that they're in has got them so, their head and their heart and their mind and their soul is so linked into this thing that they can't seemingly get out of it. And that hurts. It hurts to see, especially when it's someone who you literally watch them physically change.
Because that's what I was saying. Is it the physical and mental change, whether it's like they look withdrawn, their bodies starting to, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you know, you have, they say there's men out there who like, who are feeders, who like plump up women so that they will put on weight so other men won't want them. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I find that funny. But yeah, all of that, when you try and...
Like you talking to the mic?
You actively try to change someone.
Yeah, that's literally what I was just about to say. And then you try and change someone that to a point where, I guess it's horrible to say, oh, you try to change someone to make them less attractive, because you might make a woman put on more weight. She might not necessarily be less attractive, but she will feel less attractive.
Yeah.
And then you can say, excuse my French, oh yeah, you're just a fact.
Nobody wants you.
Yeah.
You're lucky out. You're lucky.
And I've
you're
had
with
friends
me.
that have done that. Well, I'm sorry, I've had friends that have had that done to them.
Do you remember Boondocks? That Boondocks episode.
I do remember,
like,
but I don't know
he's
what
like,
episode you're referring to.
oh, the guy was like, you ain't gonna be shit without me, you fat bitch.
You see?
You ain't,
I think so.
do you remember that? Like, bro, it was foul, bro. And the other thing is, behind every joke, there's a level of honesty. There's a level of honesty behind it.
There's truth behind it.
Yeah, and I think with them situations, I agree with what both of you were saying about. Like, I've seen it firsthand as well, where you want to do so much, because from you want to do the most, and it's emotionally draining for you as much as it is for the other person. And as much as you can say you need to leave, you need to do, I think it gets to a point where for you just have to be the support blanket when they're there, and it becomes a thing where, pardon me, it's draining for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, sorry, Kato, even sorry to use that the top boy thing as an excuse. That is an emotionally abusive situation where the end goal was.
Are you talking about the last season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I'm getting there.
Babes, I've rewatched series 1, 2, and the first series in the last 3 days in the evening. How you haven't done it, I'll never know.
I have. I've done series 1, 2, and 3, but I haven't finished 3.
Jobless. I'm checking. So,
For the record, I'm not jobless. I haven't a job.
why are you biting? But
Job in it, busy.
but that situation alone, where, for example, you have love for the person, but you're trapped, regardless. I know that's more of an extremist level where, like, you're away from your family and your friends and whatever.
I've seen that as well, though.
Yeah,
where
but
they've moved like far, so all they've got is that one person.
and I think even when I've seen situations like this, even in like shows or whatever, even if you take it back to EastEnders way back when with Little Mo and that, bro, they end up classing the person.
Yeah.
Because because you get into a situation where you're like, I want to escape, but I can't escape, but I'm trapped, and you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in school with this one.
I'm listening though.
You don't even
Actually,
listen
no.
normally.
Your listening skills. Your listening skills
Yeah,
are
I
abysmal.
can hear
What did
exactly
you just
what he's
say?
saying. He was talking about flipping the same
I said,
scenario.
I said,
He
what
was
did you just
relating
say?
it to Little Mo's situation, and when you're in the situation, you can escape, but you can't escape. Shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth.
No, you
and
shut
listen.
your mouth.
But yeah, I think that's the scary part. I think
Something wrong with me.
Have you ever dealt with the situation where they're out of it, and now it's the rebuild, it's the repairing?
Yeah.
I think the rebuild is equally as
I feel
scary
like every aspect.
as the trying to get them to leave.
Because
you're
it's
not,
shaky ground. It's daunting, shaky ground for them.
because
Yeah.
obviously, if especially if that person has children, for example, the mentality is, oh, no one's gonna, like, if someone shot your confidence, no one's gonna want me. If someone's been calling you an ugly cow or whatever, or them kind of
Or
thing.
something can just trigger
Yeah,
them
like,
off.
and I've spoken to people where they've been in like emotional abusive relationships, or physically or physical abusive physically abusive relationships, and even though it was a long time ago, how much there's still triggers that trigger them as they get older, and how much, like, and those things, I do kind of understand that the world now where you kind of look at it where it can come across where everyone has mental health. But it's just certain things where people have kind of just been like, if I keep busy and I tuck it, it's not a problem.
Yeah, no. You got to deal with it some way or somehow.
You know what I mean? It's unlearning behaviors, but I think with those type of things, I think, as you said, that build up to get someone back up, I think that, say for example, someone's in an emotional abusive relationship for 2 years, right? The damage done in 2 years can affect you for the next 40.
Yeah.
Easily.
Whether you're still trying to get through it, or whether you're trying to, I guess, find a breakthrough, because you could get past it. It could be done. Let's say you've been in an abusive relationship for maybe like 3 years, and you've been in a year without them. Don't think
mentally you're not in the same place.
Closed doors, that in their brain or in their mind it's still not fit. Like, I mean, I don't know why this goes back to when I can't remember what episode I was talking about, but always saying I can't always mentally be there for people like that, because
last week.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I've also mentioned before where in most scenarios I can't help it, obviously when we're talking about suicidal thoughts or friends and stuff, and I'm like, I've always been that go-to and that agony aunt. So that's why I'm like, all these situations I can sit there and go, I've never experienced it, but I feel like I have through other people.
Yeah.
And it's mad because every scenario I could relate to and be like, yeah, I've seen that. And that's why the way people's minds work, or some people's minds work after this, it's like a very, like, the person, they may be all right or seem all right in their day-to-day, and they more than likely are. Like, you'll see them, they're getting well, they're getting better, they feel, it feels so much like a better person. No, well, yeah, but deep down, don't think that they've got their inner demons, their inner thoughts, their inner problems that's going to carry them until the next however long. And it carries them into scenarios of, if it was an abusive relationship, meeting someone new, or even if you ain't meeting someone new, you might go and start sleeping around because, you're telling yourself this is making me feel better, because it's your barrier of thinking, I'm not going to be with someone to be loved and get hurt in that sense, but I can still, do you know what? I can have whatever I want. I can do the bad things like that. That's how people turn into a hoe.
Question. I know it's easy to say on a logic.
Really. No, I've seen it like that, but
on a logic level, if now with everything that you know,
I don't know, I had to kill it with a really bad joke.
With everything that you know, with like experience, everyone's experience. If you came across one of your friends and they were going through an emotionally abusive relationship, what would you say to them, or what advice would you give?
I think it depends on the person, again, because there's certain people that are just are naturally strong and they're just going through shit, and they may just want to hear, look, you're doing great, like, just uplifting things. Whereas if there's people that, I don't want to use the word weak because it sounds quite degrading, but some people that are just let anything get them down and let anything and everything get to them, sometimes you kind of have to give them tough love. Like, I have a friend that's very much like that, and oh God, like, it could, people be crying, like Reese says, crying about the rain. It could be a rainy day and people want to cry about the rain and everything else, or this has happened, that's happened, this, that, and everything comes down onto one. And those type of people, the people you have to be like, for fuck's sake, get yourself together. You've got this kind of thing. And it depends. Like, I'm different with all of my friends, and I guess I always try to uplift my friends, family members in different ways. With my sister, it's more tough love because I love her so much, and it's like me and her have only got each other. Well, technically, but no, because we have our brother. But I mean, like, out of my mum's children, it's just us. So I have to very much be like, she's got 2 kids. She does amazing. She's an amazing mum. But if she has her down moments, I can't sit there and be like, oh, don't worry. I want to prep her up.
I think different people you assess differently.
Depends on what it is, though. Yeah. Sometimes she might just want to hug and a cry and, a bit of fun. Sometimes we just want to go out and forget about what's going on. So there's different aspects, but more time it's with her. It's more tough love. It's kind of relating to what I was saying as well about that's why I said like earlier. I was like, I'm fucking sick of helping people that don't want to help themselves.
Yeah,
but
you went off a random rant in the group chat.
Liar because it's like I don't want to, but it's natural.
I'm fed up with people. I'm coming to the pod later.
I fucking no, I was so annoyed, and I had to. No, but it's like sometimes, like because I'm a carer and I'm very caring, and I'm like I want to say the word very giving, no pun.
Okay.
Don't do it. But I am. And then when you are trying to do things for other people and help them and they don't want to help themselves, I literally want to punch their head into a wall. Yeah, because I'm like, oh my God, like it could be with anything. This is my fucking time. And I could be helping you. I could be giving you solutions. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, why don't you do, and being that positive person that I think sometimes have to be.
You just have to sometimes be stingy.
Oh, now I'm just going to be like this.
I think the advice I probably give is it depends on the individual, depends on the situation.
Yeah.
If they got kids, I'd try and channel that energy into their kids, or like do more things with their kids, or spend time with family more, or like pick up a hobby. Like there's certain things you can do to distract you from feeling a certain way or thinking a certain way, and I'll just try to offer support when I can, and just talk to them. Just have a 1-to-1. Just like let them get everything out. Sometimes.
Do you know how many people don't realize that though? Sorry.
I was gonna say I think I'd realize that as much as, like you said, all situations are different. So it's not like you can just give the old, hey, buck up advice and just be, every situation is different. But I think one thing in those types of situations, which is really important, is just to remind that person that they are not alone.
Yeah.
And that they have somebody if they need it. Some people want to talk to somebody, some people don't. Some people want to sit there and just be in their thoughts, and sometimes that takes them to a place. So it's always nice to know that if you go to a dark place, that there is somebody who has let you know that no matter what subject, no matter what time,
you're here. You're definitely.
I'm here if you need. If you don't, cool. If you want to chat and talk about how crap EastEnders has gotten, cool, let's do that. We only have to talk about the situation. But you just want to...
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. Sometimes you don't have to talk about what you're going through.
No.
Just
sometimes it helps to just, But be careful, because some people will just tell you that it's raining and they're really sad. It's raining.
Don't have that, but
No, when you're shoulder to cry and you offer your shoulder a bit too much, some people to actually take the piss. And me and Phil was talking about this the other day.
Just put a towel on your shoulder.
Literally. And me and Phil was talking about the other day, and it was like some people... Obviously, friends are friends, you do things for them.
Wow.
But some people take that and, kind of... I've had people that have kind of manipulate or tried to manipulate me in that situation. Like if I've been there for you multiple times and then...
The one time you're not there.
The one time I can't, you try and make me feel bad.
You said you were there for me.
It's not even that. It's, oh yeah, well, I just thought I'd do this and I was doing that and then, well, you didn't answer my phone, or you didn't do this, or you never did this, or I haven't really seen you. And I'm like,
as you get older, you realize friendship's not based on guilt tripping.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I your fucking man or your parent?
But that's why
I'm actually your friend, and you have more.
I mean this respectfully, and it's gonna come across moderately disrespectful.
You're gonna say what you said.
I think women are entitled, bro. I think women are entitled, even down to your friendship.
You said this before, yeah.
Even
it's
based
true,
on
though.
expectation. I could miss my brethren's wedding and they still fuck with me, bro. Like guys' relationships are so balanced. Either I fuck with you or I don't.
Yeah.
There's not, the expectation is like, you know what, man's gonna do it myself or not. Well, man's going out, if you wanna come, let me know. Like, do you know what I mean? There's not such everyone's like, oh, there, but men don't miss me. I think men's relationship, like the bond, is stronger than women's, bro. Like, from what I've come across.
I think the beauty of obviously men's friendship is
simple.
It's not just about how many times you've spoken to that person or you've seen that person. I know if I ain't seen you for like 2-3 weeks, I can still pick up the phone and it's like we talked to each other yesterday.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. Like I don't need to talk to you every day or every other day. Like it's just like that.
This is what I've had to tell some people as well, and I guess because I've had friendships.
They've got attachment issues. They have attachment issues.
Yeah, I have friendships where we are close and we talk every day, but then I think I was saying the other day, there's some friends that if I've given a different kind of approach, like, I'm really sorry I can't talk right now, I've got a lot on, and I don't usually reply like that, you get your back up. But I'm sorry, I can't. And I have friendships where they're friends from school, and, you know, we are still good friends now. We was like that in school, in college, and as you get older, things change. But I could still call her tomorrow. Zan's one of them people as well. I could still call her tomorrow, and it will be like we ain't spoken in. It wouldn't be like not spoken in X amount of time, is what I said. There'll be this one friend, I haven't spoken to you for like 2 weeks, and you're going like it's 2 years. Even if it has been 2 years, it's okay because we're that tight. It's cool. Like, I don't think she'll mind me saying, but there was a period of time where me and Lisa hadn't spoken for a very long time, and then when we did. And it weren't even like it was we fell out or anything like that. You know, life just got the better, and it was slightly distanced. But when we spoke again, thick as thieves. Like, it happens. And that's why I say, with women, my friendship group, like my immediate friendship group, obviously we are like that. We are very attached to each other. We're very into each other's business. Sometimes we have to remind each other of that. Would you say? What did you say?
You can play it back, innit?
Oh, well. But yeah, no, and then there's friendships where I'm not like that. But, I mean, yeah, there is entitlement because, I mean, if Phil hadn't messaged me, obviously if we didn't live together, but if she hadn't messaged me for like 2 weeks.
If you didn't speak to each other for like weeks and you live together, I'm like,
what's going on? No, but then obviously sometimes I'm not at home. So if I actually don't see her for like 2 weeks.
You're not at home?
No.
Okay.
What?
Sometimes
if I'm not home and I haven't seen her for like...
Don't follow him down the road.
I'm not even going to.
Don't do it.
A week or a few days or whatever. Am I going to get angry that she hasn't spoken to me? No. Am I going to want to check and see if she's all right? Yes. When we didn't live together and that was the case, I would never be mad. Oh, you ain't spoken to me. I would just... She live around the corner. Like, I'll just message you.
I've got something to say about this one here.
Is he like that?
No. When he was in a relationship, and he knows what I'm going to say. When he was in a relationship back in the day, could I even get to speak to him, hear from him? Nothing. Would he call back? No.
Do you know what?
And me and B used to cuss you for that.
Yeah, you did. I was like that a bit though. I used to get into relationships and just like, yeah.
Friends that I've had that have been like that, and I've always tried to make it a conscious thing of, I will never ever disregard my friends for my man. Will my man come first in certain situations? Yes. Will my friends and my family obviously always first and friends always first? Yes. Do things change? Yeah, but I'm never gonna be that friend you can't get hold of. And my friends will say the same to me. They'll be like if they ain't heard from me, it's not because I'm with my partner or whatever. It might be because I'm genuinely busy. But I try not to be that person because, well, I'm not that person. And my friends will tell you that. They'll be like, yeah, you're very balanced. I like to keep things balanced because at the end of the day, when shit hits the fan and your man ain't there anymore, your friends are going to be the one that you're crying to.
Yeah, all of Kadia's friends, if you could leave comments on this to let us know if she's well and truly balanced, because the Kadia we meet is...
No, but I'm pretty sure, I'm quite confident that my friends will say that.
I see his face. No, I see it. I see
I can see it from here. I'm talking about a certain aspect though. Why are you looking at me like I'm not balanced?
Balance.
Thinking man right there. Not West Balance.
No, but I am though, like in the sense that we're talking about. What Mark referred to about
Time out. And Mark here have this running joke here about me being dead inside here because let me finish, because my logic eclipses my emotions, right? Yeah, and I say I have empathy.
You've been silent for so long.
I am balanced, babes. I've seen more balance. In general, I've seen more balance than a girl's wig holding on to the last strand of glue.
I literally meant in the context he was referring to, as in the boyfriend-friend thing. In life, I can be fucking all over the place, or I can balance.
Really? Wouldn't have guessed that one. Nah.
I meant in
Well, your ankle's got more balance and it's fucked.
I knew you was gonna try and use that. You know, I really did. I really knew. When he was doing the wig reference, I really felt the ankle reference coming. No, but I genuinely mean like in that aspect that we was talking about. In life,
you have to make it in life.
And why do you think that in life that you
I
don't
don't
seem
know.
balanced?
I think
I've heard
I do,
pigment
but
and
in
her
my
shin's
life-
not balanced, bro.
no, to be honest, in my life I do believe I am. My behaviour
She
can be a
won't
bit
she won't hear
wayward,
it. She'll
and I
have to
can
listen
come
to it back
across
to hear
like
it.
I'm a bit of a mess. But
A
Really?
bit.
A bit.
I come across I'm a mess. But I'm actually
Sometimes,
quite a
sometimes
forgiving
I don't think
person.
you realize the impact you have on even the WhatsApp group. Like sometimes it just feels like you're just having a rant and
No,
to yourself.
It feels like
I don't need no one to answer.
No.
I just need people
It comes
to
across like a clusterfuck of thoughts, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what do you want me to do with this?
nothing.
If I get given something at work and I've got
and
to
you
break it
at
down,
us. We're all in the group.
no,
we
I can't like the groups in the other section because I'm trying to still clear messages.
I don't act using in
No,
that.
she tags me. She adds me because she knows
you
I
added
don't
us
see message.
today.
Yeah, but that might have been.
And in
for...
a week because she wouldn't. And in a
No,
week because she
I
wouldn't have a
at
meeting.
you-
And I was like, babe,
No,
we're
no,
at work, bro.
No, I at you for
not that.
a topic.
She,
No,
she was just like,
something I was talking about for
oh yeah,
topics.
the topic,
Oh.
blah blah. At Reese. At
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I had because I
And
don't
then
know.
afterwards, you wrote, the fuck? It's like, what do you want us to say to that?
No. I didn't at you because of the rant. I done my rant and then I went, oh, by the way, and then whatever I said to do with pod, I had to at you all. Reese doesn't look at WhatsApp like that. So
Yeah,
if
everyone
I
knows
need
that.
him to see something, I'll at him.
Awful.
Sometimes has delayed responses, so I have
Awful.
to at
No.
him.
delayed.
Bad. Oh my god.
Well, I know you see it anyway, but it's
But we're
in
not
the
talking
week
about me right now. We're talking
and you're
about Kate.
working, so I just at people anyway because
I'll just read it. And if I need to
sometimes
reply,
I
I'll
might
reply.
message something like I don't know about 5 o'clock. I might message and be like, "Oh, if anyone's near a shop, can you pick me up a drink?" And then I come and be like, "Oh, sorry, babe, I didn't see it." So no, I'm gonna at you when I want you to see something. Same way Reese will at everybody when he needs us to respond to stuff.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
I'm
gonna do.
because I'm editing and I want to render the pod. And
No, but I'm just saying, for example, same way that you-
the
you know.
the quicker I get the information, all I have to do on Monday is press upload.
Yeah, the quicker I you see the information, then you would have known my
You messaged me about
situation.
foolishness, but I messaged about the pod, bruv.
No, I messaged you that.
Either way, that's
Look, you can't even get the information that you.
Do you know why? Because I didn't want to let out that I was late, innit?
Her face was frozen. Like,
I didn't want to break on the fact that I was late, but I was like, I wanted to let you know in advance that I was actually going to be late. For good reason as well, but
this has been episode 92 of the Different Shorts podcast. You can find this DSP on all the
give me side eye, you do.
you can find this DSP on all the DSPs, especially my favorite YouTube. You can find mine, Mark's, Kadia's, and Mark's information in the description below. You can find O's and Mark. You can find O's website for his books in the description below with his brand new title, which he's still promoting. You can find Mark's photography page in the Instagram page below. I've been Real Talk Reese. To my left has been
Mr. O.
next to him has been
Quesadilla.
across from me has been
You know that
she hit it at the right time. Though.
She did.
I had to
She
give-
did.
I had to
She
give
did
it
it
up.
right. She hit it right.
across from me has
Worked well.
been,
2 drinks.
and we'll be back next week.
Ooh, hot.
Be safe, be loved,
Don't be like Kadia.
and have some structure in your
Do
life.
that, Kadia.
Be on time, too.
Yeah, shit.
There it is. There it is.
Do you know what? You can say it because you.
I know.
Even if I'm late.